I've spent the past few days having a bit of a nostalgia trip, going back and playing Battlefield 1. I did just want to make a normal video around that and tell you how much fun I've been having, but I fancied doing a little bit of digging and actually came across an article from Game Rant in 2016, obviously when Battlefield 1 had just released. This article was essentially saying that Battlefield 1 had saved the Battlefield franchise, and specifically because of the setting. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, and I don't think that headline's probably aged too well given the state of Battlefield at the moment, but the setting is something that I kind of wanted to draw on in this video. The article goes on to mention that historical shooters in general were on a bit of a downward spiral in 2016. But nearly 6 years on in 2022, the FPS gaming landscape is entirely different. For me, like a lot of others, I think historical warfare in FPS games has really been done to death. But there is something about Battlefield 1 for me that really just captures that atmosphere and tone better than any other historical FPS that's ever been released. And to be honest, for me, probably more so than any other Battlefield game ever too. Firstly, I think graphically the game is still amazing. DICE did an exceptional job with the graphics, really nailing the look and feel of World War I, the trenches and the battlefields that really put you into the middle of the action. This goes down to the minute details like mud appearing on your weapons as you're running through the trenches, and even small elements like that are adding to your overall experience. There's definitely something to be said for the way they structured the game modes too, namely the flagship mode in Battlefield 1, Operations. Operations to me really symbolises the tug and war feel that obviously was experienced during World War I, with one side trying to make very small gains across multiple different battlefields, and the opposition trying to hunker them down and stop them from pushing forwards. Going back to the visceral nature of the game, animations like melee takedowns and bayonet charges, along with the introduction of things like cavalry into the game, all feel like welcome additions in the World War I play space, where DICE have tried to mesh both weaponised combat and also the real end to any warfare fought in a melee capacity. You can drill even further down into elements like the music they used, not only in the game menus, but also in the actual maps and battles themselves. This combined with really unique soldier dialogue puts you right into the heart of the action. My experience with Battlefield 1 has really been a bumpy one, and it's taken me about 4 or 5 years to really appreciate what the game did so well. I'm always going to look back on the more modern combat battlefields as my home, but to be honest, I'm going to put Battlefield 1 at the top of the tree for real atmosphere, and let's be honest, it's not been nailed since either. There's still a slither of hope that 2042 can produce an atmosphere that's going to be close to Battlefield 1, with new content and changes that might be coming, but as for the time being, Battlefield 1 is definitely going to be sat at the top. As always though guys, let me know down in the comments below if you think Battlefield 1 was the most atmospheric Battlefield, or if there's an alternative you'd like to suggest. Appreciate you coming out and thanks again for your time. I look forward to catching you all in the next one.